Hi, I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also today in this segment, I'm at the Railswest Railroad Museum in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and continuing episode 25 with part 2. Okay, I'm going to show you all the model railroad display, and it looks different. So I'll get behind the camera and show you around. So here we go. Okay, so here we go up the stairs now. The model railroad display is going to look very different than how I made part 1 here. So notice anything different? That's right, this used to be an HO scale model railroad modeled after Omaha and Council Bluffs. But the original model railroad that was displayed in here was moved out by someone who recently purchased it back in 2019. And that's G scale and O scale that goes around here these days. And let's look around down here at these pictures on the wall. If you want to pause and read all this, you can. I'll pan down. And here's an old picture. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you all the exhibits that are inside the depot waiting room. So we're not going to go through this door, but the other door on the other side of this picnic table. So I'll get behind the camera and show you the exhibits inside the depot. So here we go. Okay, here we are entering the depot. Here's an old switchboard, and there's some books. And right there, this is a messenger's pole. As you can tell, that's an order hoop, which you can tell by that piece of paper right there. That's an example of how it worked back then. Here's the station agent's office, and also the agent would get a message, would tap out a message on this typewriter right here, and would place it on that hoop, like this one, the same kind that we saw outside the office. And would run outside and reached out to the train crew like so. And that's an old telephone right there. And here's a Lionel layout that they don't actually operate, but it's been here for years. Look at all this in the case. There's some in this case right here, and some lanterns, some political buttons, looks like. If you want to pause and read that. Yeah, let's go into the other waiting room. This is called the women's waiting room. That waiting room we were just in was the men's waiting room because women and children had to be separated from men back then during the time of this depot. Here's some old lanterns and old railroad brochures. Look at all these in this case, as well as right here. And look at this velocipede in this old phone booth. Some old plates, some pictures of like military people and such. Some old tea sets. This uniform right here. Look at all that in that case. These old suitcases. That old wagon, a model of a stagecoach. And look at these pictures of these UP steam engines. And those cardboards. Train. That's pretty old. And here's when the railroad was completed in 1869. And look at all that. Pretty cool, huh? What you see right behind me is Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific 17130. Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific 17130 was built by the International Car Company in Kenton, Ohio in 1971 and is a CE 13-4 Class bay window caboose. It was used on the back of freight trains for many years and also was used as the train crew's office as well.
Also, it was built originally for the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad, and this is the original number. Then, in 1980, the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad merged to the Union Pacific Railroad and was renumbered to 4548. Then, in 1985, the caboose was retired, and then in 1988, it was donated to the Historical Society of Potawatomi and was put on display at the Railswest Railroad Museum in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and was repainted to its Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific look and original number as well. Also, you can visit the interior of the car as well.
What you see right behind me is the Iowa Power and Light Company diesel.
The Iowa Power and Light Company diesel was built by the Plymouth Locomotive Works in Plymouth, Ohio in 1953 and is the 5700th diesel locomotive built by that factory and is a 45-ton center cab type diesel locomotive. For many years, this locomotive was meant to switch cars loaded with coal around at the Mid-America Energy Power Plant in Des Moines, Iowa. Later, it was retired. As the Energy Center created the need for more space, they then donated the locomotive to the Railswest Railroad Museum in Council Bluffs, Iowa in 2007. Today, it can be seen here at the Railswest Railroad Museum in Council Bluffs, Iowa, where it is preserved today.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed learning about trains with me today in Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also, I hope to see you all again in the next segment. And if you didn't subscribe to my channel just yet, the subscribe button is down below in the video screen. Just down below the video screen, I mean. Also, if you didn't subscribe, be sure to. And if you didn't follow the Facebook page yet, here's where you'll want to go. And if you didn't give the Instagram page a follow yet, here's where you want to go as well. Be sure to buy your merch at teesprings.com. I'll have the link in the description box below with Facebook and Instagram. And remember to subscribe to the Train Guy. So this is Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Sign out until next time. All aboard!